Veteran anglers rely on these three bait formulas for autumn fishing. Anglers often say, one autumn lets you fish 3 seasons, which means autumn allows you to experience the fish activity typical of summer, autumn, and winter, or spring. However, many anglers feel troubled. The seasons change faster than flipping a book. Wear a jacket in the morning and short sleeves at noon. How on earth should I prepare the bait? It's true, early autumn is as hot as summer. Mid-autumn sees temperature differences of over 10 degrees Celsius, and late autumn is as cool as early winter. Using the wrong bait means you won't catch fish even if they're actively feeding. Today, let's talk about what bait to use during different times of autumn. Follow these formulas, and your catch will be half as much again as others. 1. Early autumn. Stick to summer rules. More solid ingredients, less fishy scent. The sun in early autumn is still scorching, and you can break into a sweat at noon. At this time, fish activity isn't much different from that in summer. If you rush to add fishy bait, you'll definitely attract swarms of small fish, making it impossible to cast your line properly. When preparing bait in early autumn, remember, less fishy, more fragrant, less fluffy, more solid. Less fishy, more fragrant means don't add too much shrimp powder or red worm powder to the bait. At most, add a little in the early morning or evening to give the scent a slight fishy note. The main attraction should come from grain or fruit aromas to lure fish. Less fluffy, more solid means avoid using too much powdery bait that dissolves easily. Instead, add more solid particles like wine-soaked rice, wheat grains, and corn. These can both lure fish and keep them around, letting the fish feed slowly in the nest without dispersing quickly. Last week in early autumn, I mixed cornmeal with some wine-soaked rice and a small spoonful of fruit-scented commercial bait. I fished all afternoon though I didn't catch any big fish. Crucian carp bit one after another, and small fish barely bothered me. A nearby angler used strong fishy bait. Their float danced like crazy, but every time they lifted the rod, it was empty. In the end, their catch was less than half of mine. However, it's important to note that early autumn mornings and evenings are a bit cool. At these times, you can add about 10% fishy ingredients to the bait. For example, between 5-7 am and 7-9 pm, fish are more likely to bite than during the day. But as soon as the sun comes out, switch back to light bait, otherwise, small fish will drive you crazy. 2. Mid-autumn, time to add fishy scent, but ensure the bait sinks to the bottom. After mid-autumn, the weather cools down suddenly, with temperature differences of over 10 degrees Celsius between morning and evening. Mornings feel cold even in a jacket, but it gets a bit hot at noon when the sun is shining. At this time, fish start to fatten up for autumn, so plain vegetarian bait isn't enough. You need to add some fishy scent to the bait. But here's the problem: once you use fishy bait, small fish swarm like sharks, catching the scent of blood. The key to preparing bait in mid-autumn isn't how much fishy scent you add, but how to make the bait sink to the bottom without being snatched by small fish. You can add some sticky powder to the bait to make the bait balls dense, so they won't dissolve easily after entering the water and will sink straight to the bottom, allowing big fish to eat them. If that still doesn't work, fish at night. Water temperatures are low at night, so small fish are inactive, while big fish are more active. Using fishy bait at night means you basically don't have to worry about it being snatched. When I fish in mid-autumn, I add 30% red worm powder to the base bait, plus some sticky powder, and roll the bait into balls slightly smaller than a ping pong ball. They sink straight to the bottom when cast. Once, using this bait, I still had some small fish disturbing me during the day, but at night, I caught 2 carp, the biggest weighing over 2.5 kilograms. A nearby angler didn't add sticky powder, their bait dissolved as soon as it hit the water and was all snatched by small fish. After fishing for half a day, they only caught a few small crucian carp. Another tip, when chumming in mid-autumn, don't use powdery nest bait. Instead, use large chunks like corn and sweet potato pieces. Thrown into the water, small fish can't nibble them, and big fish can feed slowly when they come, keeping the nest active for a long time. 3. Late autumn, equal parts fishy and fragrant. No need to fear small fish disturbing. It's late autumn, and the weather is as cool as early winter. With strong winds you need to wear a thick jacket when going out. Don't think fish are hard to catch at this time. In fact, late autumn is a great time to catch big fish. Fish are in a hurry to store fat for winter, and as long as the bait suits their taste, they're basically not picky. Preparing bait in late autumn is simple. Just use equal parts fishy and fragrant ingredients. For example, half red worm powder, half grain scented commercial bait, plus some wine-soaked rice to add weight. There's no need to worry about small fish at this time. Water temperatures are too low for them to be active. Even if the bait dissolves a little, no one will snatch it. As long as you choose the right fishing spot, you'll basically get bites. When I fish in late autumn, I use bait with equal parts fishy and fragrant scents. No need to add sticky powder, just prepare the bait normally. When cast, it dissolves slowly, and the scent can spread farther, making it more effective at luring fish. Last week, I caught 3 grass carp and 2 carp with this bait, all over 0.25 kilograms. A nearby angler using vegetarian bait caught smaller fish, and fewer of them. However, winds are strong in late autumn, making the water surface prone to flowing. It's best to roll the bait into larger, heavier balls, otherwise, it will easily be washed away by the current, and big fish won't get to eat it. Also, fish mostly stay in deep waters at this time, so the bait needs to be cast far. It doesn't matter if the bait is a bit heavy, as long as it can sink to the bottom. Fishing in autumn, change bait with the seasons to enjoy fishing to the full. In fact, autumn fishing isn't difficult, the hard part is changing the bait with the seasons. Early autumn is like summer. Bait should be light with more solid ingredients. Mid-autumn requires adding fishy scent, but you must make sure the bait sinks to the bottom. Late autumn uses equal parts fishy and fragrant bait, with no need to fear small fish. As long as you do these things well, it won't be hard, and instead, you can experience the joy of fishing in different seasons. When fishing in autumn, if you change your bait with the time of the season, there will be no fish you can't catch. About the author, I'm a fishing enthusiast and self-media blogger who loves sharing. Follow me, and we'll exchange fishing skills and discuss every detail of wild fishing for anglers. Give a like, save it, and follow to never miss future updates.